Hey guys, how you doing? I'm not able to attend class today due to family death, due to death in the family. So I'm actually doing my presentation via YouTube. I'm going to touch on a couple different subjects. First off is going to be King Fasil. I don't know if you're able to see the PowerPoint presentation, but there's actually two wonderful pictures of him at a very young age and at a wise age, you might say. King Fasil actually became king in 1964, thanks to Mohammed bin Laden's influence throughout the country. He was able to get elected and become become into power of king. When he was elected, he actually made a couple quick, huge changes. One was he allowed women to be educated throughout the kingdom, which was unheard of at that time. And two, he actually brought television to the kingdom, being that television wasn't used at the time. He also was very keen as far as education. He sent his sons to the United States to be higher educated and just to get certain advantages they wouldn't have in Saudi Arabia. He also was able to reorganize the financial situation in Saudi Arabia, thanks to the oil boom, which I'll talk about a little bit later. Those are just some of King Fasil claim to fame. And Turkey is actually his youngest son, who got to attend college in the United States along with his brother Saeed. Turkey was the youngest of his brothers. So he was a little spoiled. He was from what the book says, was the prettiest one, the most athletic, which, after reading it, seems pretty true. He was on the junior Olympic fencing team. He played varsity soccer. He was also captain of the French team, so he spoke many different languages. And he was also tutored by Bill Clinton when he was going through some trouble some time after the Six Day War, where school just wasn't that important to him. So he got to meet Bill Clinton, who was our president, which we all are aware of, and he was able to create ties at a young age with Saudi Arabia and the United States. I apologize. My daughter's actually recording right now. My son's bothering her. Come here, Jeremiah. In 1973, he returned to the kingdom from the United States, just not knowing what else to do. And at that time, he actually came to his father and was like, I need a job. I'm back. I want to work. I want money. Please help me. And his father at the time said, no. I didn't give your brothers a job. You get a job on your own. So he went to the only other person that he knew, which was his uncle. His uncle actually recommended that he work for the Foreign Liaison Bureau, which was a great thing for the royal family because he was able to become a spy and get intel information that everyone around the world was doing or saying about them or plotting to do or wanting to do, and bring it directly to his father. So he was able to use that information in that regards. And the royal family, moving on to the next slide, I apologize. Moving on to the next slide, the royal family actually became extremely wealthy due to the oil boom throughout the United States. Throughout Saudi Arabia, in distributing the oil to the United States and around the world, actually. They actually became so rich, they didn't know what to do with all the money. I mean, the type of money where you go buy out a $500,000 Maybach, total it, and go buy another one, just cause. Or whatever, you didn't like the color, so you just buy another one and give it to a girlfriend. I wish I had that type of money. They actually started acquiring a lot of the public and privately owned businesses throughout Saudi Arabia, which amounts to about 30 to 40% of the country's profit. Also, in addition to that, they're a government agency, so that's more like about 50%. They own about they had about 50% of all countries' revenue, and didn't know what to do with all the money they were attaining. They also had very, very, very close ties to Bin Laden's family, who was a large part due to the fact that they built all three of the mosques, which we'll talk about in some later slides, and just the power of the oil that Bin Laden started at a young age, and just having that mindset. So with the royal family and kingdom and owning so many privately and publicly owned businesses, and the influential that Bin Laden family had, they were a great power, and they meant a lot of money. That's all I have to say at this time. Thank you once again for listening to my presentation. I'm going to let my group take over, and see you guys on Monday. Have a wonderful day.